All right, we got the football Jets against the New England Patriots. The Patriots at home are 3.5 point favorites. Our total sitting a very low 38 and a half out there in the market. Stephen, when we take a look at this game, it is, if we wanted to do the low-hanging fruit handicap, the low-hanging fruit handicap is Zach Wilson on the road against Bill Belichick, and this is where Bill Belichick has thrived throughout his entire career. Now, I understand that's a very simplistic handicap, and that's a handicap that a lot of people are saying, yeah, well, this isn't the Belichick team of old, and it isn't yada, yada, yada. Well, look, the one thing you can do with some of these defensive statistics, and certainly when we look at kind of the EPA per play and the success rate stuff and all of that, is we can narrow down the time frame in which we are looking at these statistics. So if let's say we just go a month out from the season, let's say since week 5 moving forward, do you know the number one defense in the NFL EPA per play allowed? It is the New England Patriots. Do you know the number one defense in success rate allowed? It is the New England Patriots. It is also the number one defense in dropback EPA allowed. And so, look, as bad as Mac Jones has been, and he has regressed a ton, and this offense sucks, but the defense has shown up, and the defense has been the best defense in the NFL since week 5 in a lot of statistical categories. So I don't know, hard time for me to back the Jets in this. If anything, I would be playing the flat 3 on the Patriots. I just can't take it with the Jets on the road with Zach Wilson at quarterback.
I did play the flat 3 on the New England Patriots. I did take the low-hanging fruit of Zach Wilson against Bill Belichick this week. And I think there is kind of a split in the market opinion on this game, because we've seen 3.5s get gobbled up with the Jets, and then we've seen 3s get bet with the New England Patriots. So it's kind of bouncing between those two numbers. And I think part of that is the people that are looking at the box score the last time these two teams played, and the fact that the Jets had 6.7 yards per play to only 3.8 for the New England Patriots. And the Jets D is really good. I mean, you mentioned New England, and rightfully so. They have a great defense, and this has an appropriate total with a number that starts with a 3. And the Jets have that cheat code on defense I always talk about, with getting pressure, with having a near bottom of the league blitz rate. So all that's great, but Zach Wilson is not just some low-hanging fruit. Like, this is a big deal. Quarterbacks matter a ton in the NFL, and Bill Belichick has feasted on guys like Zach Wilson who can't get through their progressions, who have trouble handling pressure. And don't look now, you mentioned those stats for New England. They also have surpassed for the season Dallas as the number 1 team in terms of generating pressure. And Zach Wilson's completion percentage when pressured this year is 14.6%, 38th in the NFL. So whatever, like you can argue that New England's going to have trouble moving the ball, and I believe that, but I think it is more likely that Zach Wilson sabotages this for the Jets somehow again, unless they're able to run the ball and only let him throw it 10 times in this game. So I took New England -3.
So, Adam, I guess my question to you is this: is everything that my little spiel I gave, and then Steven gives his little spiel. And if we're talking about, two good defenses and 2 quarterbacks that we don't trust, and 2 offenses that haven't really done anything all season long, even with it being 38.5, shouldn't we just be playing the under in this game? Doesn't this have like 17-10 written all over it?
It does. And I would add to that, you can look at it from another perspective, that if you believe there are going to be a lot of turnovers in this game, you might end up with a lot of short fields. You might end up with enough to get over. I'm with you that the only place to play this for me would be under, but I'm not doing it. I'm actually oppo here. I have the Jets +3.5. We can talk all we want about Zach Wilson versus Bill Belichick. What about Mac Jones versus Robert Saleh? Because Mac Jones was almost as bad as Zach Wilson in that game last time around. Now, I know that well because Zach Wilson had a teaser leg hanging out there for me that the Jets were able to backdoor cover late in that game, a 22-17 final. So in a game where Zach Wilson played as poorly as humanly possible, the New York Jets, yes, I know it was a garbage time touchdown, still only lost by 5 points. Mac Jones has been horrendous for almost a full year and a half at this point. So I don't know that I believe that either one of these teams is 3.5 points better than the other. And that's really where I am on this. It's not a matter of I love the Jets. It's a matter of you're going to give me 3.5 points with a total of 38.5 with these two teams, especially with these two quarterbacks, that I'm going to take the 3.5. Now you talk about New England and the number one they have. They're number one in weighted DVOA on defense right now. The Jets are 5th. Now, New England has a very obvious split. They're 2nd against the pass. They're 21st against the run by DVOA. Well, the one thing the Jets actually have done fairly well this year, in fact, top third of the league, is run the football. And that's even weighted after losing Elijah Vera Tucker and having an injured Dwayne Brown for a lot of the year. So I'll leave it there. I don't love Zach Wilson. I'm going to be clenching various parts of my body throughout this game to try to back him plus 3.5 on the road.
Yeah, I actually, it's so funny. Steven's on one side, you're on the other side. I actually think I'm just going to play the under. So like we're probably just going to have three different bets. We're probably just going to have 3 different bets on this game. But I mean, the more we talk through it, it's kind of like, hey, look, this just seems like 17-10, 17-13 is just coming to roost here. So I just kind of feel like maybe that's the way
the market's the same way. The market reflects exactly what just happened with me taking 3 and Adam taking 3.5 here. It's just bouncing back and forth between these two numbers.